Hey guys, welcome back to the Karamabit playlist. Keep this channel bookmarked. Please like and subscribe. We're putting out a nice Karamabit video every single month. We have looked at drawing and slashing and doing some combinations. And today we want to look at, the fancy stuff. All of the Karamabit spinning and tips and tricks and things that you look at, 99% of it useless. Don't do that. It's, think of Indiana Jones. Think of our boy Indiana friggin' Jones. What happened when the guy was spinning around the sword doing all that stuff? And he pulled out a gun and he shot him, right? I didn't have time for that nonsense. Same type of thing. If you're gonna do something with a Karamabit, do something effective. One of its best things is it's an extreme close combat element of surprise type weapon, right? We don't wanna be doing all these spins and things with it because they're not super practical. The only thing that we might be thinking about is like, well, what if I, did all that stuff and it showed the other guy that I'm so awesome that he doesn't want to engage with me anymore. I don't think that's a good reason to do those things. Now, there are some times, like we showed you long, this extended position, sometimes when that can be really useful to get some extra reach. I want to show you another thing that you can do with that position that I call the Aria Stark. So let's look at that. Sometimes it will become advantageous to use the Karamabit in the other hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip to that extended position here. Now, what I have is I have this whole grip exposed. I'm going to just reach over, grab with my other hand. Now I've got the Karamabit in the other hand. I could do the same thing, reach over and grab. So I'm working, I'm stuck here. I could switch it to the other hand just like so. So very simple grip transition from moving into that extended grip. What I want to do now is show you what moving into that grip looks like, and more importantly, how I like to bring it back that's safer than flipping it back. What's crazy to think about is most people have never been in a fight, right? Even most people that train, martial artists, most of them never been in a fight. And that's something that's kind of crazy to think about. When we look about sports competition, UFC, things like that, those are structured, those have rules. They're, you're going to start, then we're going to tell you to go, the range at least that you're starting the altercation from. Everybody knows that a fight is about to take place, right? If someone just ran up behind you and punched you in the back of the head and then it was on, that is a totally different situation. If you've ever been sometimes in a place and all of a sudden a fight happens and you're just there, it can be kind of crazy that it's just how fast it happens and how just not what do I want to say, not pretty, not structured. It is, okay? This is important to think about because things can go very, very wrong. Fights are not nice and neat, and especially something like a knife fight, not nice and neat. It's very, very crazy, very, very brutal. Stuff is going all over the place. I have never been in a knife fight. I want to point that out. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I have been in real fights. I have done a lot of, martial arts type fights and scenarios in training. And what I do know about fighting is the more complex the movement, the harder it is to get it to work, right? Things that are really, really simple, gross motor, work the best. So anything that's really fancy and these flippings and these different things, yeah, they're cool and there's a time and place for that. But if you're trying to do that in the middle of a very fast, brutal, ugly confrontation, things can go wrong. And if what goes wrong is you take the Karamabit and drive it into your own neck, you're gonna have a bad day. So we want to make our transitions in a way that we do not flip the blade back towards us. And I know that's really boring because what we have is we're gonna flip it out into our advanced grip here, right? So I'm just rolling it over, letting it naturally catch on my next finger, locking it in with my thumb. Again, there's some different rips and cuts and things that we can do. And this is a good transition to moving the knife into my other hand. I call that, again, the Aria Stark. Now, when I'm here, what most people show is it's like, oh, spin it back, right? So I'm here, go here, right? I'm here, go here. Well, the problem with that is if I was going and I got hit as I'm spinning this back and this ends up in me, now I've got the krambit in my own body while I'm fighting someone. Not a good thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move these three fingers out, let it fall back into my hand. Again, sort of boring, right? There's nothing fancy about that, but it gets me back to my grip safely. And that is important. When I'm coming out here, right, there's a very small part where if you drive forward right there at the exact moment, I could get myself, but still my motion's going this way, so that's good, right? But I'm not here where this entire arc is cutting into me, okay? So that's really important. So that is something when we transition to extended grip that I like to do is I just like to do a drop in back to the regular grip. So another thing that we might want to do with our krambit is we might have drawn it closed. So maybe I'm thinking something's going to go down, so I want to have this, or maybe I have been using it as a self-defense style weapon where I'm hitting with the ring. I don't love the fox knives for this. I would not try to use the krambit as a punching weapon or a kobaton for a couple reasons. One, this flick assist here, and that's something that'll start to open your blade there. When I come in and I'm using this as like a fist pack, this is actually driving in, so I actually have to kind of keep it back in my hand in a position here, which is a little bit less natural than how I would want to hold it. But how if I had it in this position, what I would do is I would start it here, right, to get it open. So I'm starting there, and then I'm just bringing it across and then doing that drop in, okay? So it's kind of the same thing, and I wanted to show that because it plays off that motion here. So I'm here, I've decided it's on, so I'm gonna break it there. You can kind of see that it starts it, and then I'm bringing it over to open, letting it drop in, and now I'm in go time mode. The other thing that we can do is if we draw the krambit, and this I feel like is a more natural way to use it as a kobaton, is to draw it here. So now this flicker is above, so I can make a fist. I've got a hammer fist that's assisted here. I've got a mouth of fist or a ridge hand that's assisted here. I still can use this as a fist pack, and I can still do joint manipulation stuff here. But if I decide that I want to use it as a krambit or as a bladed weapon, I open to here, I flick, and now I'm here. Now the thing about this is now I'm in a forward grip with the krambit, which is not where I usually want to be. If I'm in this forward grip, I usually think of having a different knife. But this is something that we can do, and the krambit will still cut and be effective on this. And if I'm, if this is all I got, this is all I got, this is better. But what we want to do is, how do we get from here into the regular krambit grip? And what we're going to do is we're going to rely on our thumb and forefinger. We're going to use our other three fingers to rotate the krambit back around to here. Okay, so that's a lot going on. Let's break it down again. So that would be from this forward position here. So I've got it here. So I'm using it as a fist pack or as a hammer fist or anything like that. And now maybe they draw a knife, something's going on, it's on, right? So I'm gonna use the flicker as a flicker, okay, to open it. Now I've got my krambit in this grip here, and I want to go to my traditional krambit grip. So I'm gonna thumb and forefinger, slide the other three fingers around, and then I'm right there. You can go back as well, but I don't love the forward position. So once I'm here and I'm in at close range, I don't really feel that there is a reason for me to switch to a forward grip. If I had to get range, like I said, I'd go to there. But if I want to go back, take my finger out, and again, I'm using this, I'm going to just scissor and turn it around. Boom. So I'm here, right? And it's just the opposite of that here. So I can get back to there, I can get back to here, I can get here, I can get here. Those are some safe grip transitions. Again, the Fox knives, great. I love that it has that Emerson wave for that super fast opening, and that's how I think of using the Karambit. I don't usually think of grabbing it and wanting to use it with the ring from this close position. And with the Fox knives, that thing hurts me when I do that. So there is another Karambit that I will show you, and that'll be something that we get into next month. It's my backup Karambit, because sometimes I don't wear pants with pockets that really work for the Fox knives. So I'll show you another Karambit that's a totally different style and actually works really, really well from this closed position. So you have that to look forward to next month, and we'll see you then.